So far this term, I think I've done a good job of helping start our projects, like the psychological contract. I always show up to class, and I'm usually always pretty responsive to emails. However, I think that I can improve on when we go to group outings. Sometimes I forget my Viking hat, like for today, I forgot it. And then I feel like maybe I could help facilitate more of the outings instead of just kind of floating with it and agreeing all the time.
Gail, the only downfall I see is you need to speak up more, honestly. Like, again, we've all agreed, very intelligent young lady, have a lot to say, but you don't say it enough.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think the quietness, you're really quiet. And go ahead and step on out there and tell us what you think, and don't feel afraid that you're going to upset one of us, or like, you know, there's not going to be any competition with us, and it would be great to hear your opinions and things and a lot more. It's kind of what I'm feeling.
I would definitely agree with that, but I'd say definitely one positive about you, there's many, but one of the ones that stick out is getting the ball rolling, and you know, we're all on track and you keep us going, and okay, here's what we need, fill in the blanks. Sometimes, as they said too, sometimes you need to be a little more, hey, okay, I need a little more help on this one, I got this started, can you guys at least edit it, and actually go in there and make sure that they add stuff, and if they don't, then get on them instead of just doing it for them, type of thing.
I wish Gail would shut up more, honestly. No, I'm kidding. The great thing that I like about Gail is that she does really good work in all the classes I've had with her, and that team contract was really well done. And I wrote something along the lines with, it would be nice to hear from you more in class or in these things, but I would also have to agree with that.
Well, I think I bring to the group keeping us on task, keeping us going forward, bringing things up for the week, helping out with this is what we have going on, here's where we need to go. But on the flip side, I believe that could push people away in some aspects and being too demanding and wanting things done and done now. So I think that's something I can definitely work on.
Vanessa, I admire you a lot. And on the first day of class, actually, I remember talking to Gail, and I said, we want Vanessa in the team. And that's only because I saw you in another team the term before. I just thought you're a dynamic person. And so I honestly knew you were going to be a team leader right off the bat.
Yeah, just going off what has been said, you are such a great leader. Well, you're a great leader, but you could be so much more of a great leader if you would let loose of the small tasks, allow, you know, to build us up as a team, and be that center hub where, okay, this is what I need, and just wait for that, and then let it come in, and then put that stuff together. Because when you're working on it all by yourself, it tends to happen, other people kind of slack off. And at the same time, these people also feel like they're not contributing as much.
As I wrote, I said your best one is you're the leader of the group, and that's awesome because I'm so used to having to be the leader of the group that it's great to just sit back and relax, which actually leads to my big downfall of not doing enough work. So if you could delegate more, and delegate's the word I think we're really looking for, is that as such an amazing leader that schedules and does all this work, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, this is turned in, wow, that looks great, I'm gonna go take a nap. It'd be really good if you could just say, hey Daniel, what are you doing? Here, do this. Oh, okay, thanks.
Feel direct.
Yeah, so I wrote as your positive though, you're scheduling, being here, attitudes, all grades, but just limit the scope of your abilities and help broaden our ability scope.
I know we get graded on like how much as a team we participate in discussion. I definitely think that you're really good at doing that because you always have a lot to say about in-class discussions in general, but on top of that, like we're also learning from what you're saying, so it's just helping us. So that's really nice. Makes us look good.
So I think what I can bring to the group so far is I've taken on the task with the brochures and making sure getting down to the FedEx Center, getting those pictures taken care of, as well as throwing that in together and all that stuff. My downfall, I think this is the biggest thing, is I got so much going on. I'm going from one thing to the next. That's literally time slots for me to fill. and I think that inhibits my performance for the group and be able to take on more tasks. And I really want to be able to run through as much as I can, and sometimes I think I take on a little bit too much, and then I get stressed out, which in turn only puts a lot of pressure on my other stuff as well as my family. So I think there's a lot more. If I was doing less, I could offer the group a lot more, and even take on some other tasks, such as like the writing portions, as well as come up with some more elaborate ideas.
Justin, you've really stepped up from the very beginning. You're the quiet one of the group. You're definitely quiet. You do amazing work. I'd like you to include yourself a little bit more all the time. Got a great sense of humor. Bring it out a little bit more, but just step it up a little bit. I mean, you do great work. I appreciate you a lot.
Thank you.
I would definitely agree with that, and the small things that you do that help us get to where we are, the photography, taking pictures, making sure that we put it together as a brochure to help with our team identity of traveling, and making sure that we're all on the same page and we have pictures to show from our last week's event from wherever we went to. So you do a fantastic job with that, and I would just say, somewhat similar to Daniel, open up more. You are the quietest person of the group, and for a long time nobody even knew what you did, and that will help us understand where you come from, what you think, and how to help you become better along with ourselves.
So I'll just go verbatim for what I wrote is clearly Justin has brought the photographer skills we need to document our events, which without Justin we could not have so many bitchin' brochures. Those things that's really, really good work. That's stuff that I was just blown away by when I saw. The negative thing I wrote is that you need to let the little things go. When we get good grades, man, chill out. They're good. We can move on from there. And then perfectionist is great, but sometimes you can get lost in the details. So I would just make sure that when you think something's good and done, don't keep tweaking it.
I think you do a good job in the sense that no one has to ask you to do anything. Like on our group outing, no one even thought to decide who was going to bring a camera. You just brought one. So that was definitely a huge plus for us. And then with like the fine details, the only thing I can really think of is just like emailing. Sometimes the emails are like, they're not super important, so maybe like think of all the things you have to say and do it in one email, because sometimes it gets hard to keep up responding to all of them, because I know we're supposed to. That's really all I have, because I mean, you're like a rock star. So.
Okay, so what I bring to the table is I'm always on time, and I got all my gear at all times, maybe even some extra for people. I always try and keep people on task when the situation goes a little crazy, and then all of a sudden we're talking about something that doesn't make any sense. But then sometimes I'm also the cause of that. So the one thing I think I could work on is that I don't feel like I'm doing very much right now. So I'd like to contribute more in the future, but it's just because it seems like everything's going so easily that I haven't needed to step up, but I'd like to.
Honestly, dude, you're, I don't know, I just feel really fortunate to be in this whole group, this team. I think you could bring a hell of a lot more to the table, honestly. I mean, I think you and I have the same kind of problem going on here. We got a lot to offer, and we're not doing crap. I mean, we do our thing what we have to, but I look at you and I'm just like, come on, dude, step up, step up. And I'm the same thing. I mean, I'm not pointing fingers, I'm pointing the same finger at me. So in the coming weeks, I'd really like to see you contribute to the group more. And maybe you and I can work together on that, but I'd like to see you.
Just give more yourself to the group and give some more ideas. But the biggest thing is just showing us what you have, because so far you've been there on everything you need to get done, but bring us an idea, so it can be, this is Daniel's idea, and let's this week run with Daniel's idea.
I would have to agree with what everyone said so far. When you do open up and you are vocal, we have a lot of fun. I mean, taking part for Chevy's, when we went out for our group outing there and got to meet everybody's family and have a good time and kick off our vacation trips for the week, for the rest of the quarter, you were awesome. You brought so much life that I haven't seen yet. And I know you do because I've had other classes with you as well. And you know, when we went through the strengths and weaknesses, and then we also made sure we added that into our contract, one of the biggest things for the entire group, but especially the one that you put down in your personal history, was procrastination. You know, very bad at that. And I would say, as Jessa mentioned, you started off very poorly with that, but I would say that you've picked it up. Definitely, you're starting to respond, you're given ideas, but be more vocal like you were that night.
Yeah, I just think you do so far a really good job of making the team outings a lot more fun than they normally would be. Like when we were at Chevy's, I don't think we would have connected with the manager as much if you hadn't been there. So.
Or each other.
Yeah, or each other.
I mean, you really helped us get going and bonded. And
Yeah. Your witty banter helps out a lot.
yes, I agree.
So humor is good.
Definitely. Sometimes we need to lighten it up, and you're definitely the guy that.
Let's see here. I think I've done a good job as far as contributing, as far as if something needs done. Went out to the airport, got some little brochures, ideas. I show up on time to the outings. Recently I've been thinking about things. Oh, and I also do emails pretty quick. I return those pretty quick, no matter I hear that little thing. Anyway, I could do better as far as like contributing more to the technical side of things. I was really thinking about that and just offering my help more.
Darren, you definitely bring a lot of energy to the group, and I love that about you. You're a very ideas kind of guy, very driven, but then it kind of stops there. You know, you don't. I like to see you follow through a little bit more with it. I mean, you're great. Hey, I've got this idea. Go, 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 and you're awesome. And then it just kind of dies down. You don't find ways to implement it.
Yeah, same thing. I think you're phenomenal in your energy and like we talked about earlier about how you put into like our identity and coming to class, just like we explained. I mean, you have nailed that one down to a T. You're just so busy, just like a lot of us, and that you want to do so much, and that it kind of might burn you out a little bit. And just focus on one task, at a time, and run with that.
I wrote, you have enthusiasm and energy to keep us all going forward, which is great for when our spirits are low. And the downside to that is your focus is all over the map in that case, where your energy is like, yeah, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. What was I talking about? So maybe just focus a little more would be good.
To end everything on a positive note, Darren, I think you've done really good contributing to class discussions, because that definitely makes our group stand out, especially compared to others, and then we're also learning from all the things that you're contributing, so I think that's great.
I hate to like interrupt your positive flow, but we gotta go. Our flight board's in 2 hours. We gotta check in. So.
Okay,
Let's get going then.
oh my gosh. You too.
You can stay.
Oh.
No, you can stay.
Has anybody seen Judson?
No, but he is first, and he's not even here.
What time?
You were late.
Late again.
Yeah.
He's
Did he-
45 minutes late now.
He was late to Chevy's. Like, who's late to dinner? Vanessa, I think you're amazing. Great leader. The only negative thing I could see is maybe how you delegate. You could probably delegate some more tasks. What do you think?
Yeah, I just think you want to have such a perfect thing going on that you try to take everything on yourself, because in your mind you feel, oh, hey, look at me. Yeah, I'm going to do the best here, instead of delegating to the rest of the team.
Delegate? That's what you guys want?
Whoa.
Delegate, delegate.
Whoa.